Well, it wasn't the definitive answer and the domination that we were hoping for. The game that would have made us feel really good going into the 4 game stretch to close the season out. But it was a 13-point win nonetheless. I wanted a 3 touchdown win. We got a 2 touchdown win more or less, settling for a lot of field goals late in this game. But to me, the most positive story coming out of this was relative to how the offense started, they finished pretty good for their own standard. I think it's pretty safe to say that this is never going to be an elite offense this year because of quarterback play combined with subpar offensive line play. I don't think either by itself is disastrous, but I think Max Johnson's strength is not feeling pressure, it's not getting the ball out quickly, and this offensive line is not perfect, as we all know very well. But all in all, a good game where a lot of players got involved, and a game that could have gone a totally different way. Did y'all feel the way I felt at the beginning of this game? That first quarter was absolutely gross. I think A&M had, let's see, 0 points in the first quarter. I'm not sure what the stats were in the first quarter. It had to be under 50 yards total in the first quarter. I don't have the splits in front of me. But it was just a slog. It was a 3-and-out to start the game. Max holding onto the ball. I think 3 first quarter sacks, bunch of tackles for loss. It just looked really, really bad. But as this game went on, we saw the offense able to move the ball, scoring 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. It was a great second quarter. But in the second half, while they were still able to move the ball, only settling for 3 and not 6, which is very frustrating. That was an issue early in this year before you went up against those high-level defenses in Tennessee and Alabama. Remember versus Auburn, Arkansas, even Louisiana Monroe, A&M was settling for field goals and not able to capitalize when they were in plus territory. And once again, we saw that happen. Randy Braun was solid until the very last kick. He missed the last one. He was 3 of 4 on the night, I believe. You really wish that the offense was able to sprint through the finish line of this game. To me, this game for the offense, and I'll talk about the defense in a second, was a game that was an opportunity to set the table for the rest of the year. And in classic Texas A&M fashion, it didn't go the opposite way, but it also didn't go the ideal way. We're once again in the middle, kind of wondering what the offense is going to do next game. Can they fix these little things that once again stop them from scoring time and time again? Can they start faster? A lot of the same, unfortunately. So like I started this video off by saying, I think that we just are not going to have a high-end offense this year. But it's an offense that can keep you in some games. They're liable to have a bad drive or two. It's just going to depend on what you get every game here on out. I feel like it could go either way at this point. But in positive news, Edgerrin Cooper is a damn superhero. What can't this guy do? And exactly how much money is this guy making this year with his play? Of course, the play that's all over social media right now, it was the play out in the flat where he had 3 blockers around him, and he was able to dive through them and grab the ball carrier to bring him down for a huge tackle. And if he doesn't make that tackle, you're looking at a 15-yard plus gain. Big plays in the backfield, big plays in the line of scrimmage. They weren't really able to get the running game going at all. Some issues in the short pass and run game, intermediate passes. The deep ball was defended well this game. The jump balls were defended well. I really like what we're getting out of Deuce Harmon. What we thought we saw from Tennessee, which was some positive play from Deuce Harmon, something for this defense to work on and work with going forward. They continued that trend. Deuce Harmon played this whole game at the corner position, and he was targeted several times for jump balls. And, you know, it's not perfect. He's not turning his head around at the right time all the time, but he's there. He's occupying space. He's making receivers feel uncomfortable, and he's forcing incompletions. What more can you ask for? I mean, I think that is an absolute turning point for this cornerback position group that has been such an issue all year, moving to Barry inside where he's actually comfortable and putting a true corner out there. Now, in not so great news, it looks like Tyreek Chappelle went down this game. He did go down this game with injury. Obviously, we'll have to wait for an update there. Hopefully, he's back soon because you're very thin at that position. We saw We saw Javen Thomas go in there, get some experience. He wasn't targeted, so that's positive. We didn't really see too much of him. But we saw Sam McCall with a huge pass breakup on a 4th down. So a lot of guys getting experience. And going back to the offensive side of the ball, no Le'Veon Moss today. You got to see a lot of Ruben Owens. He got in the end zone. To me, Ruben Owens has all the tools in the world. It's all between the ears and specifically in the eyes for Ruben. I feel like he gets tunnel vision when he gets the ball. He's not seeing the hole. He's not seeing plays develop. He's not changing his pace to let plays develop. He's kind of just running into brick walls out there. But on the play where the hole was presented to him, he was able to squirt through and score the touchdown. That's promising. And with a guy like Ruben Owens, it's going to be reps. Like I said, you see the tools. You know what Ruben Owens can be. But I like these young guys getting experience, and I'm including Deuce Harmon in this conversation, even though he's not young. It's really cool to see these guys go in. Unfortunately, they were all because of injury. Le'Veon Moss, Tyreek Chappelle, two really, really important players. Eni White was on crutches. That's a bad sign. He was a guy that had some big plays this year. We were hoping to see more of as the year went on. He's out, so you hope to get some of those guys back. A couple plays I want to talk about. That was a damn touchdown by Max Wright, man. He got the toe tap. The ball was in his hands. He clearly and securely, methodically tucked it and went down to the ground. That was a damn touchdown, and that was the cover right there if A&M gets the score there. So you feel like A&M should have had 4 more points on the board this game. Should have been 34-17. I predicted 38-17. Those 4 points make it feel a lot better. You don't feel great about a 30-17 win, but we'll take it. Let's look at some of the stats on the day. I'll pull them up on the screen for you guys to check them out. It's my first time checking them out, too, with you guys. Spencer Rattler, 176 yards. That's what you had to hold him to win this game. You couldn't have him go off, and he's a damn good player. It's just a damn shame that he doesn't have the troops around him to really showcase what he is. I mean, you see him. He's able to extend plays. He's able to get balls out of there. Once A&M was able to dial up the blitz and get pressure, they couldn't do anything. They did have a few big drops for first down conversions in this game, but A&M's defense was pretty good. There was one bad defensive drive after A&M had that long offensive drive that ended in the review with Max Wright. Defense came out the next drive, didn't play that well, kind of sleptwalked through that drive. South Carolina drove the whole field, scored a touchdown, kind of feeling nervous there. That's what got them to 17. But after that, they locked up. Edgerrin Cooper forcing the huge fumble at the end. Max, I was hoping for a 300-yard performance on the day. I predicted that Max would get 300, and I thought Moss was going to play. I thought he would get 80. Amari got close to that. He had a huge run. He found the daylight. He actually found the gap and had that huge run in the second half. But I was really hoping for a little bit more on offense in this game, but I think the slow start is kind of responsible for the numbers that we see right here. But Ruben, I need to see more. I need to see more reps. He's going to have to look a lot at film, and he's going to need a lot of good coaching because he's not seeing it, and he's not understanding the pace of plays, pace of the game. Now, to me, the huge positive of this game, the receiver group, the tight end group, everyone got involved. Let's look at these numbers. Aniyah Smith with a couple of huge third down catches and runs, just so elusive in the open field. I love how shifty he is, but honestly, I feel like he is a little bit trigger happy with the juke moves. I feel like if he just sprints, he has some more room to run. But you know what? I'm not going to complain because he still ends up with positive plays, and it's fun as hell to watch. Evan Stewart was all reliable out there, even though he did have one big drop. But he was reliable. He was a constant target for Max. A Ja'Day Walker appearance after Noah Thomas went down, unfortunately, again went down. This seems like that kind of a year for Noah, where he just doesn't get right all year. He had the ankle. He had the very unfortunate personal situation this year. If you guys don't know, his brother passed away, unfortunately. And then now to get hurt again. Just a really rough year for Noah. You see the flashes. You see the tools. I'm not worried at all about Noah Thomas long term. He had a couple of catches on a late drive before he went down on the what would have been a touchdown grab if it weren't for the solid hit by the safety. But I just love the diversity in the passing game. I love seeing the tight ends all get involved. I love seeing several screens this game. Now, what I want to see offensively, I still want to see just more single read quick hitters. We didn't see that. It seems like everything's a slow developing play. Everything's a call at the line of scrimmage, which I understand. That's Jimbo's mantra. That's his play style. But I want to see some just quick hitters, some more receiver screens, bubble screens, slants. I like the slip screens. We saw a lot of those, but I think there's even more you can do there. But overall, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'm going to give you guys a more in-depth analysis and breakdown of the program as a whole on Monday. But we'll take the win. We'll take it. We'll move forward. What we want and what is still on the table is winning out. Now, the next game's going to be really tough. The LSU game's going to be really tough. Mississippi State at home, you never know what could happen. With the performance we saw today, that could be a close game again. It could be another game where A&M kind of squeaks by at the end. In my head, I still have the 2 away games as a loss and the 2 home games as wins. But let's see how things look next week. I mean, you have an opportunity, right, to get right. The team kind of got better throughout the game this game, besides a couple of lulls in the second half. Still a lot to work on. This is still a work in progress. Not the year we wanted, but we'll take the win. We'll move forward. So thanks for being here, guys. I'll see you, like I said, on Monday. Subscribe and like if you like this kind of content. Thanks, and gig 'em.